Hello, friends. Coach Amaka here. I want us to talk about life advocacy. I go by Life Advocate as one of the services that I provide and how I represent. And in this life advocacy, where I position as a life advocate, um, my job is to assist you with standing strong for yourself. And if that makes me get very much involved in helping to aid your voice, helping to aid your recovery, helping to aid, when I say aid your voice, is having you to communicate, discuss, and engage in such conversations and dialogues that would enable you to heal by expressing what you are dealing with, what you have been through, and finding ways to navigate your trauma recovery and healing. And as a life advocate, I am able and willing to stand by you to advocate for your complete wholeness and recovery, for your total healing, and for your holistic rejuvenation, mental rejuvenation. Many times, would I say many a times, people struggle to pull through because they do not have someone who is advocating for their life. And I also believe that we all can be life advocates. We can be life advocates for ourselves, and we can be life advocates for other people. Like the general saying goes, be your self advocate, be a self advocate for yourself. Speak up for your own interests, speak up for your benefits. Do not leave that entirely in the hands of another. Yes, healing can take many turns, and healing never gets completed the day, the month, nor the year that you get started on healing. Sometimes people tend to feel like we scare them off when we tell them that healing is a long process. Even as your healing mentor, life advocate, and trauma recovery coach, there are still certain elements of my life that I'm still working on my healing. Healing, um, healing always tends to feel unneeded. No, I wouldn't say that. I would say when we are in denial, we do not understand the importance that we heal from our trauma, that we heal from our brokenness, that we heal from our pain, that we heal from our sorrow, that we heal from our agonies, right? When we are in denial, we always tend to feel like, oh, it's just one of those things. I'll get over it. I'll be good. I'll be fine. Yeah. Excuse me. Yes, you would be, and you can be, and you should be. But then there are necessary steps that has to be taken. There are necessary actions that have to be taken. There are things that you have to do. There are things that you also have to quit doing. For instance, you have to quit lying to yourself. You have to come to terms with what has just happened or what had just happened. You have to come to terms that this wasn't, what you begging for. And if it wasn't what you're begging for, then what are you going to do about it? How are you going to navigate that? You have to let yourself feel all the emotions. You have to let yourself feel all the emotions. You have to, get like rid of all the emotions from the inside out. If you have to laugh about it, you have to cry about it, you have to yell about it, you have to scream about it, whatever you have to do to get it out. I started by journaling. You can also do that. You just write, pour out your thoughts in a paper, in a piece of paper, or get a book that you're gonna journal in. I have a couple of books that I journaled in. I have a couple of books. One of them books was really pouring it out and try to connect it with certain other times of my life that things might have happened that I kind of brushed under the carpet. So I did that. And what are you going to do? Are you going to do what I did? I hope you do. And I hope you get some relief at least by so doing. So let's get down onto life advocacy. You have to be an advocate for your life. You need an advocate for you, a life advocate for you. I can be that for you. I always offer, the service of an accountability partner as a mentor. I will walk you through this path day by day, week by week, month by month, until you get to your final destination of total transformation, alchemized, new self, reinvented, and whole, and happiest, and most confident. You can still dream those big dreams. You can still accomplish those big desires. You can still amount to greatness. What happened to you happened for you. So how do you know that it happened for you? Because you can actually take that pain and convert it into progress. And that's how you alchemize. And that's how you transmute it. And that's how you transform. And that's how you reinvent yourself. And that's how you renew your strength. And that's how you rejuvenate your vitality. You have to do that for yourself. Everyone has done that for themselves. People don't just amount to greatness. People do amount to greatness through pain, through sorrow, through losses, through anguish, through all kinds of emotional, mental, psychological, and physical challenges. And of course, material losses. So you are not any different from everybody else. You're just human. And that's what humans go through. And you have to allow yourself to be human. You don't have to deny it. You don't have to be in self-denial or deny yourself the authenticity to accept that indeed this hurt happened to you. And of course, it happened for you. When you admit that it happened to you, that's when you begin to find the light, the graces, the breakthrough for why it happened for you. Yes, because there's a reason why that happened to you. It might have happened to you to teach you a lesson. It might happen to you to give you a wake-up call. It might happen to you to push you forward. It might happen to you to remind you of your dreams that you may have given up to or given up in. Many times I've given up on myself. Many times I've given up on my dreams. Many times, in fact, this one particular time, I had the wonderful opportunity of meeting a basketball coach in Toronto. And we got into this, little pet talks and conversations. And we got to a point where he had to ask me this question. I don't know why. I guess I could guess why he asked the question based on our conversation. And he asked me, what did I always want to do with my life? And I fumbled. I fumbled because at this time, or at the time that he asked me this question, my focus had shifted. My interest had shifted a little bit based on the difficulties that I had encountered in that period. So I encountered a lot of difficulties, a lot of roadblocks, a lot of setbacks with my goals and my plans and my desires that they somehow ate into my subconscious to a point where I got asked that question in the middle of a wonderful, healthy conversation, and I fumbled. I wasn't able to articulate what I wanted, how I wanted it, how that my life had, taken a new turn, and I'm reinventing myself. And yes, I still have such and such dreams, but I now have new dreams, because that's what happens when you reinvent yourself, when you transform. You carry a few dreams from your past, but you also renew or have a new vision, a new goal, and a new dream, an entirely new desire that may or may not blend into the previous goals and aspirations. So, I wasn't able to articulate myself, and that hurt me to my core. That really, really hurt me, that I had to go on a spiritual journey to be able to reroute myself. And that moment, that exercise, that conversation, that interaction taught me a hard and fast lesson. The hard lesson is, girl, you have given up on yourself once again. This isn't you. This isn't you. You're falling off the track. You're misaligned with the course. You're not on course anymore. And it hurt me so deeply, because who knows if who knew if that conversation, if I had articulated myself, if that would have been my breakthrough person, if that would have been my breakthrough opportunity, if that would have been. But again, it might not, perhaps God did not plan it for me to be that the person became my breakthrough person, but somehow that individual still became my breakthrough person, because that conversation made me to go deeper into myself and start to regain myself from misalignment. I rerouted myself and realigned myself and got back on course. And that was how I started thinking, I should stop doing this. I should start doing that. I should stop doing this. I should start doing that. So, like I said, honey pie, healing takes a long time. Remember that when you're dedicated to your healing, when you're committed to healing, when you're devoted to doing the things that bring you healing and wholeness, you're still paying your bills, you're still getting a job, you're still working, you're still doing your regular stuff. So yes, those regular stuff have a way of getting in the way of your alignment, of your progress. It gets in the way sometimes, because now you have to survive, but at the same time, you have to heal. And at the same time, you have to build, you have to accomplish, you have to thrive, you have to reintroduce yourself, you have to achieve these great goals, and you have to celebrate, or you need to be celebrated. And life can get in the way of all of that. Quite frankly, what are you going to do about it? Will you take it as a moment of a wake-up call to go back into yourself and pull back into that strength and get you that innermost strength that helps you to push through and help you to stay aligned and help you to stay on course? Send this message to anyone and everyone in your circle, and follow for more. Follow us on our YouTube channel, Emotional Support Clinic. Expect more workshops, speaking gigs, and working with you one-on-one or as a group. I love you much. Coach Amaka here. Stay true to yourself, stay authentic, and continue to work on your healing and recovery. Yes, you can, and you will, and you should, and you shall get your healing. Blessings.